You picked that one?
You know, I'm back with my country fried folks here. Welcome back to the Five. Turning to some 2012 news, serious news here. First up, Sarah Palin. She keeps the rumors alive for a possible run for president. Here's what Sarah Palin said to Sean Hannity last night. Watch this.
In this primary, I think people are still going to be coming and going because there is still time, and I'm still one of those still considering. But a lot is going to happen in these next 14 months. Mark my word, it is going to be an unconventional type of election process.
Well, Sarah Palin, in fact, a lot has happened in just the last few days in terms of your poll numbers. This is your life, Sarah Palin. Look at this. All of a sudden, Sarah Palin's not so far behind the incumbent President Obama, only 5 points separating them if this was a head-to-head general election race. So does this mean, Monica Crawley, that Sarah Palin may jump in after all?
She might. I mean, the conventional wisdom is that it may be too late for Palin or anybody else to get in this race, but I don't necessarily think that's true. The filing deadlines for Iowa, New Hampshire, they're all later. They're like November sometime. And with the internet now, you can raise a lot of money like that, literally overnight. So it's not too late, but I'm not sure she's going to do it. I don't know. I like Sarah Palin very much, but I will say that this long, drawn-out tease has got to end, because I think her fans are very rabid. They love her. They'll support her. They'll forgive her anything, including a long tease. But I also think she may be losing some goodwill with other voters who might be saying, you know, fish or cut bait. Either you're going to do this or not, and now is the time. And I think if she lets this go on too much longer, I think she runs the risk of having it backfire on her.
You know what this...
Politically, though, it may be smart because... she's not out there taking the slings and arrows the way the announced candidates are, nor does she have to disclose her donors. So she has people financing the bus tours and things, and she doesn't have to disclose
Well,
them.
Greg, here's the thing. If you ask Republicans right now, there's still about half of them that say, somebody else come in, please. Can I have somebody else run for president? I don't like it. And you know how many people are going to be on stage tomorrow night for the Fox Gould debates? Like
There's
9
now 37
people.
candidates.
Right, because somebody else jumped in today.
Yeah.
So now, what do you think?
Here's the thing. This reminds me of the season of Friends. Do you remember the one with Ross and Rachel? Were they ever going to get together? This is exactly playing out that way. And after a while, I just got sick and tired of it. She's just got to...
It went on for 2 shows too long.
Yeah, it did. I was just like, I've had it. We've done this segment. I've counted in the last 2 months 48 times. In fact, what you're seeing right now...
the first time we did Sarah
In fact, what
Palin.
you're seeing right now is a repeat of the segment because we're outside smoking.
All right. So here's the thing for you, Eric. What if Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, says, hey, I'm your man? Right. Because now a lot of establishment Republicans, back to what I was arguing with Dana about Republicans, in fact, wagging the tail wagging the dog. The establishment Republicans are not comfortable with Rick Perry. They don't think that Romney is able to get traction with the Tea Party types. But Chris Christie, they like him.
I think if Romney were start to trail off, and maybe Chris Christie would jump in. And likewise, I think Sarah Palin will wait to see what happens with Rick Perry. If Rick Perry stays strong, continues to lead, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for her to jump in because they're both, fiscal conservatives, further right than Romney. Now, if Perry were to start to slide, that would create an opening for Sarah Palin.
I think this poll says a lot more about President Obama than it does about Sarah Palin, because in some ways America is saying, we'll take somebody different. So I think that in the Marist poll, which is a serious poll,
right,
and she does benefit from not having necessarily to be actually running, and so she wins the prize for best backdrop, has a great presence, she's got all this, but she doesn't have all of the policy development and the questions are coming at her, and she doesn't have to debate.
No, she doesn't have to debate anybody.
Anything, and she can still get that kind of thing. So that's why I think it's.
But she is constantly in the news. If it isn't this crazy book about her, it's a documentary about her. It's a documentary by the left. It's a documentary by the right. She is like the most politically charged person.
She's probably created a lot more jobs than President Obama.
It could be. It could be.
She also is sitting right now where Rick Perry was before he got into the race. Remember, there was the first GOP debate that he sat out. So
it's idea.
Huge
but now there's a poll. There's a poll about Texans' attitudes towards their own governor, and guess what? He's more unpopular in Texas than he is popular.
We should point out that this poll, unlike the Marist poll, which I said is quite serious, the public policy polling is comes at it from quite
the left.
But
but it's not illegitimate.
Something, Juan. A lot of Republican governors Walker, Wisconsin, Kasich of Ohio, and Scott of Florida, for 3 examples. They have made some really tough decisions, and
they're not popular.
But they're not popular. But their numbers are starting to go up because their decisions are starting to have results. And so I think in some ways you can't be governor 3 times.
Yeah, but they're not helping with the jobs package.
But also
I mean,
remember that Rick
coming
Perry is running for president, so he's spending a lot of time out of the state. He's done great things in the state, but now he's sort of checked out a little bit.
Yeah, but when Bush did it, Bush's numbers went up, by the way. Coming up, a former Navy secretary unleashing political correctness, saying it's hindering our Navy. So has it gone too far, this political correctness? The 5 and 5, not 10, will give you our opinions on that next.
All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark, a little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth and open up your heart, baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me.